Prosecutors questioned whether a registered nurse, even one with psychiatric training and field experience, was qualified to know about such a complex illness. They dismissed Mary Alice as an all-too-caring innocent who'd been bamboozled by a psychopathic con man.
You were presented to the court as a therapist who was all too fascinated with this anomaly of multiple personality disorders.
I'm not somebody that's so naive that I'm going around looking for them under every rock and making them happen, which was another thing that...
They were implying that, weren't they?
They were implying that. I didn't make it happen. I didn't make these alters happen in Bill.
And if they needed it for their case, the prosecution had a damaging story from a prison snitch who'd been in the same therapy program as Bill Green. The inmate says after Mary Alice suggested that Bill might be a multiple, Green broke out laughing as he headed back to his cell. The snitch went on to say that Bill then studied up on multiples in the prison library. Green denies that story as sheer fabrication.
Is it possible that he was running a scam on you?
If this person was Richard Burton or Laurence Olivier, he still wouldn't be able to scam it to the degree that I saw over the years.
And there was another woman in pain, hearing her boyfriend dismissed as a fake. Kathy Chimenti desperately wanted Mary Alice to take the stand and tell the story of what both women saw as the many Bill Greens.
Mary Alice was the angel that plucked him from hell. And they all loved her dearly. And none of them would have harmed her.
Prosecutors didn't believe that or anything else about Bill Green's multiple personality defense. In fact, supporting evidence of his disorder was hard to come by. Remember, the common denominator in virtually all multiples is a history of early childhood sexual abuse. But Green's mother calls his sexual abuse allegations ridiculous and says he's always been a chronic liar. What's more, California youth authorities had been tracking Bill Green since the age of 8 and had no claims of abuse in their files. So though his sketches were powerful depictions of sexual abuse, the imagery came wholly from Bill Green. And as for the diagnosis that he was a multiple, that came out of the prison work of Mary Alice and her colleagues in the 1990s.
Other people who had talked to Bill Green in his early years hadn't seen it. How come you saw it when they didn't?
Well, it's not something that's supposed to be seen. I worked with Bill for 18 months and didn't see it.
In the end, the judge ruled there was just too much controversy over the mere existence of the disorder to allow Bill Green to offer an insanity defense by reason of being a multiple. Bill Green, not Tyrone or anyone else, would stand trial by himself. And without that Tyrone not Bill did it defense, Green was sunk. After a 4-day trial, the jury needed only 4 hours to convict him of the attack on Mary Alice. Mary Alice is bitter today about what she considers a zealous, win-at-all-cost prosecution. She was forced to testify about the straight facts of the assault, but then was forbidden from offering any therapeutic explanations.
It didn't matter that I had over 2,000 clinical hours with this man and that I was saying that this phenomenon existed.
But isn't the overriding fact in those 2,000 hours of your association with him, those 3 hours when he held you against your will and sexually attacked you, doesn't that take precedence over all those hours of talk?
Why should it?
With that guilty verdict, Bill Green was sent here to the state penitentiary at Walla Walla. And because Washington is a 3 strikes and you're out state, he was going inside to serve a sentence of life without the possibility of parole. And inside the walls of Walla Walla is where we first met Bill Green. And you're about to meet this riddle as well.
My hope is that some of the others will talk to you.
So who's speaking now?
Sam.
What happened to Bill?
He's wrong.
This fall, from the producer of Launching Dateline, winner of...
Turning to our story, even experts who believe that a person can have multiple personalities have no idea how many people suffer from the disorder. Is Bill Green one of them? Judge for yourself. The man at the center of our story is about to reveal himself. Here again, Dennis Murphy.
And now you're going to meet Bill Green, the man said to be host at one time to up to 23 different personalities. We didn't know how many, if any of those characters would show up as we sat down for our interview.
Hey, Bill. Dennis Murphy, how are you? Thanks for visiting with us today. Come on.
A soft-spoken, hesitant Bill Green, whose case was on appeal, said he agreed to talk to us to give people a better understanding of his disorder. We spoke first about prison life.
We like being in our room a lot.
Do you have any work assignment now?
No. I could. I did.
What do you mean, why don't you want to work?
It makes it uncomfortable. Don't like to be around a lot of people.
But it didn't take long to meet his cast of characters. Within the first 5 minutes of the interview, there appeared to be 3 personality
I
changes.
don't really like that question.
The third one seemed to come when we asked how we could learn about Bill's tough childhood.
If somebody wants to know about you, what do they need to know, Bill?
A blink and some attitude accompanied the switch.
A chronological history would be fine.
Yeah?
Bill Green appears to be
Born in
gone.
California.
Has someone else come on the scene?
So who's speaking now?
Sam.
Did that shift look a little too easy to you? Not what you expected? Well, not according to the experts who've worked with multiples. They say the longer patients are in therapy, the more they can control their ability to slip in and out of their characters. They now can keep track of what all their characters are feeling and doing. Bill Green says he can now summon his identities, like Sam, whenever he needs them.
So what is Sam's role?
Protector. Kind of make sure everything stays safe.
In theory, switching to Sam keeps Bill Green from getting hurt. Another protector, the smart alecky William, who often wears glasses, performs the same function, but with a more devilish attitude and a fouler mouth.
If we cuss, it gets cut out, because I'm one of the cussers.
Promise you.
We also learned during our 2.5-hour interview that William liked to toy with our Hollywood stereotypes about what character shifting should look like.
No. It's not really like that.
That was like Sybil, right?
Well, yeah, right, exactly. You know.
But William became much more serious when we touched on the delicate subject of Bill Green's rough childhood years.
So William is the expert on childhood years?
No, just that I'm willing to talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, I used to call Bill a wimp because he wouldn't stick up for himself. And the mom stuff, I didn't like my mom. I still don't, you know, but Bill does.
Remember Bill Green's artwork? Look closely as we show tough guy William some of the drawings. At first, he seems quite impressed.
Wow.
You remember these?
Sure.
But then his closer inspection seems to strike a nerve.
But this one, which we can't even show on TV.
The drawing suggests sexual abuse. Now, watch his shoulders droop. What seems to have happened is William the bodyguard has retreated from the heavy emotions, and back comes sensitive Bill Green. He swallows hard and steps up now to tackle a core issue.
Well, William won't talk about it, but it's really true.
Is this somewhere near the heart of everything, do you think?
Yeah. You're afraid to go to bed with your clothes off, and you keep your clothes on. Try to stay awake as long as you can.
That's what your childhood was like?
Over the years, Bill remembers having blackouts and periods of time he couldn't account for. He also recalls having strange sensations in his head, like something just happened, but he missed it. But Bill says it was only when he was diagnosed as a multiple in 1991 at the age of 37 that the oddities from his past began making sense.
It would be like for years living in your house, and then one day finding out that somebody's been sitting on the other side of your mirror in the bathroom and been watching you all this time.
The first 35 minutes of our interview was mostly talk about Bill Green's feelings as a multiple, his childhood, and getting to know his cast of characters. But after meeting them, we wondered about the same thing that bothers skeptical psychologists and psychiatrists, the same thing that had bothered his prosecutors. Was this illness we were seeing, or acting? See what you think.
That was keeping me...
We were talking about the first time Bill remembered a tough guy character taking charge.
One time, I was confronted in a situation that I knew was life-threatening, and I dealt with it.
What was the story? What happened?
Now watch this transformation. A hard swallow. He now seems lost in his own head. Then out comes a different voice.
There was a guy being an ass, and made him to be an ass.
Am I supposed to notice now that your voice has gotten lower and your personality's taken on a bit of swagger? Am I supposed to react to this person?
Yeah. You are reacting.
So who's here?
Sam.
So anyway, Bill, 1991, you're at Twin Rivers. When
Hold
did
it.
you, what
Wait,
year,
wait.
what year did you finish
I think
that
we
term?
should stop here, because not only are you reacting to it, but it seems like you're feeling intimidated and you're kind of losing your drift on this. You're not talking to Bill, you're talking to Sam.
Right.
You knew this, but you chose to say Bill.
Yeah.
So
Did you ever see a movie with bad special effects?
I'm kind of feeling like you're dissing me on this.
Did you ever see a science fiction movie where the scenery doesn't look good? That's what I'm wondering if I just saw.
I don't understand.
I wonder if you're scamming it.
That's your call.
Because that's a central question about your future. Whether you get another trial or not. Whether it's for real, or whether you take advantage of vulnerable people.
I think
When Sam tells that story the way he just did.
No, I think you're blowing it, is what I think.
You mean,
well,
you mean I'm not playing your con if it's a con?
But what if it isn't? What are you doing?
If it isn't a con, it's fascinating.
If looks could kill, Sam is shooting us with both barrels. He seems angry, but it's a controlled anger. 2 minutes and several blinks later, Sam has given way to Bill, who seems hurt now by the turn the interview has taken.
I think you blew it. I mean, this isn't my favorite thing to do. Come here and talk to you.
I can understand. But you want to get another day in court. And to do that, you got to tell them about the things that happened to your life after you left the
We
institutions.
would have got another day in court, whether we talked to you or not.
You might have missed that quick change. We challenged Bill, but it appears to be Macho William who lashes out.
You know? You know, and if you want to be an ass, you know, and play the game like that, I think you blew it too. But I mean, I'm with you on trying to get it back, you know, get it going again.
But that wouldn't be so easy. Watch what happens later when we're talking to Sam the defender and asked to speak to young Willie and Jesse.
We haven't seen any of the children at the plate today. Can you invite somebody in?
No, I won't. I think you kind of blew that.
Sam doesn't like the tough tone of some of our questions. It looks like we're not going to meet the kids. But 2 minutes later, Sam seems to become William. See the glasses? And William deliberately focuses on a drawing of the voices in his head. He is bringing out one of the children.
So who's home?
Willie.
What did Willie think of today?
I don't really like you.
Is Jesse around? Can he talk?
He doesn't like you either.
So I'm having a tough time with the children, huh? Maybe when the grown-ups is there. Can William talk about it?
You don't want to talk to me anymore?
Thanks for talking to us. But if we can talk to one of the grown-ups about that.